Hello, my name is David Jeffrey. This is my art channel. Today I'd like to test the Caran Neocolor 2 water-soluble pencils again because I was given a challenge to do something new, and the lady who wrote a comment on my YouTube channel has asked me to redo this one again in a different style. So I thought, last time I did mountains, so this time I will do a sandy beach. Let's see how that goes. Not done this before, just giving it a first try, so we can see how it goes. So, just going to draw a simple outline. This is going to be the outline of the water. The beach is down here. Here I will do some kind of rocky face, so you can do some waves crashing the beach. Here I'll do some more of the rocks, maybe go into some foliage over here like this, and let's have a palm tree coming up here as well while we're at it. Just do something different. I'll come back to that shortly. Okay, get the leaves on that soon enough. We'll do another one just coming up here, just to add a bit more to it, more to the scene. There we go. Okay, so palm trees right now, sea line, so shoreline, water line. Let's draw a water line, so that's the horizon. Okay, not sure how much you can see on the page there. As well as having the waves, the shoreline of the water come down here, I will get some like rocks here, that kind of thing, and we'll do some kind of let's get the rocks up to here so it's in line with the other side. Okay, now that's the basic gist of it. I'm going to now apply some colour, and then after the colour I can then move forward and you can work out shadings and things like that. These pencils. Now these are water soluble, so that means that I can paint with them, or I can literally draw and then you add water to it. So there are many ways I can do this. If I just do some simple colour to start with, yeah, here we go. Now sand is not yellow, it's actually brown, and so I'm going to mix the yellow with the brown, otherwise it won't look like sand. Better to mix orange with the brown, to be fair, actually. And I want to have a darker orange here, so let's put some brown in place here on where the sand would be. And I'm colouring it like a child would colour, so it's not like you'd expect an adult to be painting this way. This is how a child colours in. It's very slapstick in the way it's done. That's how I put it anyway. There we go. I've got it darker on this side, lighter here, and I'll work out some lighter shading as it comes across by mixing in some white with the colour. So let's do this for now. There we go. Very simple. Put a lot more brown in here. Here we go. Going to make a definite line of distinction between the orange and the brown areas, which will come out when I paint it. Okay. Like I said, the very bottom here, I'm going to put some white in here, which will lighten it a lot towards the end. Right, so adding water, you'll see the difference straight away. See how that just turns into a sandy colour immediately as soon as I've applied water. This is watercolour paper. Let's just check the make for you. Crawford and Black. We get this in the local cheap shop, The Works, in the UK. Pads are very cheap. They're not designed for professional use. It's just going to be a student grade. Okay. Okay. Right, so it's darker here because that's where I mixed the brown. And you'll see how it just disappears as I paint through it. It just becomes paint, basically. And now it becomes lighter as I'm going across. Okay. When I get towards the end, it will become very light because I'll have mixed in the white as well. Yeah, there's much lighter white yellow colour at the end there. There you go. So that's the sand basically. Now I need to mix the waves into the sand, and this is going to be a little bit complicated. So what I'm going to do first instead is do the stones over this side. And I do that by just adding little bits here, not very much, because this is going to be mixed in with the waves crashing against the rocks. It looks much nicer right now on this occasion than it would be when I actually do the waves. When I make it into paint, it's not going to look so rough. It's going to be a lot thinner, more paint related, but it looks quite nice as it is right now. And then mix that in with the white because we need waves. And this is where I just do this because paint will make it stronger. So right, so what I haven't drawn on pencil is where a wave is going to be, which is going to be around here. This white is very much how things are. In these sandy beaches, you get a lot of white instead of blue for the waves. And we'll go through that in a minute. Okay. Get there in a second. So also need to mix. Oh dear, knocked the camera and I knocked the pencil the crayon on the floor. There we go. Right, so I need to mix sand in with water. So that's that there. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now we have what I said was the rocky edge up here. I'm going to mix brown with black for the rocks here. Okay. some rocks here. I left a bit of space there so I can have some higher ones, and there's going to be some rock pools between here, which I'll draw in a second. Also some sand area. Sand here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then I said I was going to have some foliage here. So let's get some of that in place. Okay. And make that clear like that. There we go. We'll work out that in a moment. Okay, now got the here's my palm trees. Yeah. And here as well, lots of palm tree stuff here, lots of palm tree effects here. Here we go. I'll put another one down here even though I didn't draw it in earlier. There we go. Okay. Same up here as well. Okay, right, and the stalks for the palm trees, of course. There we go. Nice. Okay. So that's in place. Let me just shade that in with some water, and then we can carry on with the picture. So starting with the rocks down here, and we've got a bit of yellow mixed in because I did wash out the brush, but even so, it's not quite enough. It doesn't matter because it all mixes in anyway. Okay, there we go. That's the rocky edge. We'll get some more white on that soon, but just gets things started there. Okay. Here we have the water with the sand underneath. I'll come back to that in a minute. Unlike pencils, colouring pencils, you have to really go for it with the white to get anything out of it because it's just crayon basically. It acts like a crayon. That is the one negative I've had with these Neocolors, has always been the use and application of the white. When I did the mountains I had to put a lot of white to get that snow colour. Right, now we get the foliage. I'll just leave it a little bit looser because I still want it to look like foliage. I don't want it to just become one blob of green. I want to see the leaves and everything, so I've not put it on very thick. Down here when it comes to the rocks and the orange and that mixing in with the brown down here, which is okay because it's just watercolor at the end of the day. There we go. Now the green, I don't want the green to get too much, So I'm going to soak some of that up. Put it up against a tissue to soak up the water. Dab it on tissue. Right, there we go. Now we're down to the waves and the ocean. So first of all, I decide just in the distance, far distance, really far distance, I'm going to put a bit of land, like a shadow of land. There. If I put that on thick and I put white on top, it will become a grey landmass in the distance, and that'll be quite nice. There we go. So let me just quickly brush that on. You might be noticing today I'm using a very thick brush. That was just our choice. I've got other brushes here which I'm going to use for detail later on. Right, so now I'll use some green for a wave. So we want a greeny blue wave coming across here. There we go. Just become more and more intense as it hits that rock there. Okay. Then on top of that, I want to create like a white spray effect against the rock here, which I'm just putting in. Leading down to like a sprayed effect down here. I have this here as well. All along here. Spray of white. There we go. And then in the back I will be using the blue for the ocean. Right across the there horizon. Okay. Okay. So there's some more sea and water. And it's actually starting to take shape now. And I need to put some green into this water. Then it takes on an ocean effect. It will also separate the sky from the ocean. As I haven't got that many colours of the Neocolor, I have to be a bit inventive, a bit creative. So let me get some water on that. Here we go. And that's the beauty of using lots of colours, is that when you put the water on, it all becomes one colour, but you can underliningly see other colours beneath it, which is quite nice. Okay, here we go. There. Nice. Very nice. There you go. And it looks beautiful. Put some of this wave under here. There we go. Okay, now I've got to do the sky. Very simple. Blue to give the base colour. Not everywhere. Light around there because I'm going to spread it thin. Okay, so leave that there for a bit. Also, I need to put extra layer of brown here because this has calmed down a bit. So we'll put that on soon. Okay. I need to put a little bit more black here. We'll put the layer on soon again. There you go. Right, so layer of blue. Not enough water. There we go. Beautiful. And you see how, because I was so light with it, you can distinctly see the difference between the blue above and the sea blue. Also, to include that little bit of green in the sea made a big difference, obviously. Right, so just be careful around the tree. There we go. Okay, and the rocks, be much careful around the rocks. There we go. I prefer to use like a brushing technique. I'm very light with the brush, so some people are very heavy-handed with the brush, but I like to just dab a lot, and in dabbing it just makes it look much better. Now this is starting to drip, which I've got to be careful of. That's because I've got a horizontal desk, raised desk rather, art desk. Right, so that's the bits. Now the bits I'm missing obviously is the extra work I've put in for the rocks, which I'm going to repaint in a second. Right down to here. And also the stones over here, which I put more work into to make darker. Okay, right, so bear with me a second while I do that. Right, first of all, the brown areas here. There we go. There we go. And then the rocks down here, much darker, much blacker. Careful. I want that to dry a bit quicker. Don't want that leaking everywhere. Right, here we go. A lot more black here. There we go. So there it is. The water rushing off the end of the sand. There is one thing I could do, thinking about it now, which could just make it a little bit better, is need to add just a little bit more sand here. It just gives it a bit more texture where the sand. Yes, that's much better. And this little wave here, this comes down just a little bit to there. Bring that in as well. There. So there you go. So that's definitely a much better wave. So it's just the little details like that that help. Put a little black into here for the stones. There we go. And then brown over the top, so it doesn't look like a bunch of squiggly lines. Because now this is wet, this crayon becomes a paintbrush in itself. There you go. So yeah, there's my beach. Hope you like it, and please leave comments and likes if you like it, and if you have any requests of anything you'd like me to try out for you, then please definitely make that request. And if you enjoyed the channel, then please subscribe so you can watch more great videos as they come out.